now we're at Requiem something, because this is point step 3 1V, meaning also 4, but not really. It's rather 2 4 or 3 6, meaning V5, meaning 4 5 by V interpreted as a 5, meaning a pentagram to a woman, but a V in the man and the V1 is the woman. Yeah. So basically, the artwork down there is there for explanation why it won't help 100%. And the problem is, sorry, we just need to speak. So basically, the problem is that in this step we try to cut the video in as short as possible. What it is about is basically that, let me think a second, that artwork is not helping, and it's just to prove that it will not help you, most likely. Otherwise you're better in that, and you can better make artwork for this, and for the channel it's irrelevant. That has this reason, but then you also just need to refer to the videos. Then leave the click there and all good. It's for listening. You can work with this idea. You can work with this magic. It's not supposed to take your soul, which is a relevant idea. Because we don't want your soul for these ideas, right? It can take your soul, but not on a literal level. As it can consume you. Magic can consume you, but such can every idea of power, as said previously before. So, what is the step about? Well, basically, last time we talked about how to basically, in an idea, find a view on what, how, and why, and side to do what is needed to further get to the processes of the ritual Requiem. Now, in this step and video, I want to show it. We want to show tech, but not a tech, but rather a tech meaning a technique, but not a tech meaning not a knowledge, meaning not on knowledge, on how to do this. Meaning, if of such case that you want to listen to this tech and further advance with the ritual Requiem, I would highly doubt that if you're not magically highly talented, that you not already know this and you're just interested in it. So we do need some time to develop these ideas, and cannot make a literal video every single day, minute, and so forth. Even if you like the stuff, thank you for listening then, but that's impossible. So what is possible though is that we now try to do the technique, if it's working. By the artwork we can explain it. So we discussed the histoglyph, right? We discussed the Semet and the walkway. So the walkway was how to embody the histoglyph in an ordered symmetrical, meaning a Semet, way, and how to find an idea with it that then kind of structures a light between it. Thus you can find meditations and so forth. With this idea, find your own magical sentence and your own magical view, meaning the Semet was about how to order the histoglyph, and in the Vakui we talked about the process on how to give me a second. Sacrament and the rites of the Semet and the histoglyph, therefore. So what was the Vakui? Well, it's relevant for the Requiem, for the ritual of the Requiem. So it is basically that we interpret the ordering of the Semet to the degree where we can draw lines between the elements and then devise our own magical idea, for thus that we understand the base of what can be an alchemic process by the tool of the Semet, by the magical process of the histoglyph. For thus we order the Semet in a more powerful way and derive magical knowledge from it. That is unlike just angel-like pentagrammical magic, whatever people are doing with as a pentagrammic ritual if they need that. So what was exactly the Requiem? I should know that, right? It's our knowledge. Well, sometimes you don't really order everything, even if you have a very good memory. Let me think a second. This is then not too long of a video. It's just proof given. I will put a timestamp in where the process is explained for everyone who listened till here. Then just skip to the timestamp. But not a timestamp. I mean, I will put in the description. So basically, the Requium was what derives energy from the Semet and the histoglyph to the root, right? The Semet does that, but the Requium doesn't just order the Semet and does something like it, but disassembles the Semet into a non-hierarchical order, gives you the ability to form an own magical element and idea from it, and then makes you able to use these ideas in a form of way that will embody the root with something, so you can fairly enough write your own scriptured fault. Meaning, once you understood the power of the hierarchical Semet, you can then intertwine that with the root. For thus, you can then order the Semet to decipher the magical power and element of the histoglyph that will be apparent to you. How you do that, I cannot tell you. You need to watch the previous videos if you listen till here and just are here to know that. I'm sorry, I cannot do that. I know long videos, but it doesn't work like this. So what was the Requium as well? Well, you drew the element of the root onto it and then abstracted into a non-thought, and by that you then have a more stable idea to what you can do with the histoglyph. Also, then the histoglyph developed into own Semet, or more so, deriving alchemical idea from it. Thus, I think my wife writing in mystical me. Great, eh? So basically, Requium is then Requium is then the process of diversing the root and embodying the histoglyph with magical power, while Semet is the seal that orders it, and the histoglyph itself is the idea, meaning the magical knowledge that you work from with this. Now, what is the Requium doing? In the end, if you finish the idea of that video, You could, with that, draw from the root of the histoglyph an own element that will then be, when once embodied with the projective plane of the histoglyph or even just the CMAT, idealize the processes of this thingy and get the roots which are of the histoglyph to something that forms a non-element by magical substrate. That you need to understand then the basic form of SIPMAT for even doing that magic, and that will then embody magic. Thus, with the Requium, you can encircle the power of magic to your own way. We talked a lot about darkness there and what it does to you, so it's also rather ritualistic, right? In this video we talked about how the darkness interacts with you, and meaning this ritual. But in Requium we rather talked about how that darkness can be implemented in some sort of nothing that is of this. Meaning how the initiation and how to work with the darkness of this element that you draw from the Zimet. Meaning how to order darkness to your own degree, how to work with darkness, how to understand it, how to become and be yourself by a meditation away, what a meditation towards that is, and how you can interact with then the darkness on such a level that the element drawn from the root of the histoglyph will, in all cases of scenario, form something that is a guide to stabilize your good part to the evil part that is rising and is in determination to how successful you are with controlling dark desires. So we talked about what if you strive for something and etc. pp. Like in this video, don't hold that thought and how to do all of these meditation elements. But you rather don't need that if you want to just work with this Requiem by all degrees of what we presented. And one video without the other video really shouldn't work, but the Requiem is out of topic for this as necessary, but it is most likely strongly advised. So, now, the process that we want to explain now is basically of that. So how did that X then come to the core of that basic process? That is rather difficult because it can be all curled up with a line that just makes you don't know anything of the picture. But if it's a double X and it's not an art of, then that little bracket there, this swirling around, doesn't help you with magic whatsoever. Now, if you would know still the Requium all this met, you know that you can draw the energy onto the root, abstract it into something that is of other value, then you understand how the histoglyph interacts and gives you knowledge to derive symbolism for yourself from it, and blah 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 blah. For that, you can then now start with the technique to get with the initiation to a point of degree where that is now of relevance, and as I said, strongly advised to understand the Requium for that, but not necessary. So, in Vive, don't view it as a test, please. It's strongly advised. I just cannot prevent it. Meaning, if you now have the technique to hold the initiation to an elementary idea, like with the Requium, and can understand the symmetrical order by rising your thoughts to the ideas of the histoglyph, you now can basically play with initiation and psychosis around if you can control them or could. Strongly not advised to do that. So what would this technique be for? To understand the initiation towards the darkness. That's why the Requium is so strongly advised, because that's the video for initiation to the darkness, with a magical process, a chemical process in it. But also a lot, because the sociopathic talk there explains why we do this, what is a sociopath, and how you can get manipulated into almost anything. My language even. It's really bad. So if you now take this technique, what would it be explained by the artwork? Yeah. Also, basically, if the X is not a triangle, but also just a line, which initiation would you take to understand holding a thought to this wall? Like, which one? Would you rather take step 1, invite a word, meaning what previously was said? Would you hold the thought not, but if too much even still, to get to sect? Or would you really take the hold to take no step and then derive some lines for it that are swirled around and arrive at the second X? If you're confused now, fair good. That's what artworks do if you work with magic. Simple presentation, simple video, most likely stable, like in a memo, or just a picture. Perfect. Even the faces is really not good. But a video is good because you can focus on a picture or a presentation. It has other reasons. So the tech to do this, to get to the process where the initiation of all of this gets you to find the darkness and hold, meaning the inner calmed mind. You can now, by this technique, if you perfected it with the other ideas, invite yourself to the inciting of the initiation towards the ritual. Thus you can work with the histoglyph in this idea. So how would the tech be? Not explained by the artwork. If the symmetric orders your histoglyph in such an idea that you can abstract an elementary thought, like in the Requium described, you can now elementalize the root to every single part of what gives you idea to find calm while you abstract thoughts to your darkness, like in a candled ritual. And for that, I don't mean sex, but sex with your wife can not be that ritual, but you can do it while sex with your wife. You shouldn't sex solely. But if the technique is now then explained, timestamp here starting. Invite a word by viewing the histoglyph and the root that's come from it. Use the cement to understand the hierarchical order of the elements that are drawn from it. Use the cement to draw the alchemical energy of what you want to wish into the power of the histoglyph. Then draw the roots that are formed anew from the symmetrical order, meaning in cycle to the elementary order to any idea of the symmetrical idea. That is right. And don't trust Illuminati. So, invive a word by the histoglyph, take the root of that and insert it. Are you done myself? What are you doing? I don't know. Okay. Well, sorry. Timestamp now starting. Yeah, that's the best idea. That's also the plan for today. Working the whole time on a script in my mind. I already had it all. Might have it all still written in front of us. That should work. So basically, invite a word to the histoglyph. Get the element of idea to that, and then take the histoglyphical energy through the sentence that you draw from the light that you put on the root, the new root that you draw by the Requium from it, meaning the new magical inspired idea that is unlike the histoglyph image, that are symbols around it, and the zimet that gives you order to find the abstracted element, meaning by the Requium you found a non-ideal elementary element of it that you now can embody in your magic and process to hold the thought to take the step towards inviving a word by the energy of the root which you projected it onto, but not yourself. And then circle that around a first shadow you see in your mind till the histoglyph appears in the idea that you see in the shadow. And then take step 2, meaning take no step of if too much, and as soon as you understand when you comply till you strive for what you just incited into yourself, which is not a person nor any desire towards anything, but rather a thought of meditation. Understand the process that then the cement forms around that order to draw the element into the shadow without viewing it as the element, so you understand then sect, and for that then make the histoglyph appear till the root and the energy of that root is in the shadow appearing in the histoglyph or the root you created by the Requium.